never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play
Hello,
tough
ladies and
and wanna
gentlemen.
hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
Yesterday's game
I got
between
facts
the
over
Knicks
facts over tracks. This
and the
spitting
San
slow, spitting
Francisco
fast like a
Giants.
roast. I could gas, think I'm
Now,
okay at last, but I
let's
don't
start
know
off
if
with
that
that
can erase
first.
all the past
So,
and the pettiness. A reflection
basically
of
for
the
what happened
emptiness,
that game,
hilarious. You think you're worth my
it was,
time, you're delirious, mysterious because you hide behind a fake exterior.
basically what happened that
You
game,
know
it
I'll always
was
be a bit
between
superior. Get off of
two
me, this
teams
ain't no
which I
humble
did
brag. I
not
want you to
expect to
hear
start
words, you can say them
this
back. I
season.
want you to feel
I
free
thought
from the
that
chains that last.
I
And to
thought that
believe
for
in what you
whoever
got, it was
won
built to last.
the World Series would start the first game of the year, but in Major League Baseball that was not the case, so I guess not. But overall, it was a pretty good game until the second one. I guess it got pretty out of hand as the Yankees 5-0 run, but they did that because they kept doing short balls. That is what you're supposed to do. You do not have to go for the long ball unless you really need to. Always go for the short ball. It doesn't have to be a home run. But the Yankees put on some great defense too. Now, but one of the recent question is, did the manager of the San Francisco Giants leave their pitcher in that game for too long? Because I think he left him in there for about 5 innings, which is not bad at all, but I still would have given more people a chance. That's all that I would say. I would have still given more people a chance. So guys, as I kind of updated a little bit to so it's pretty good. Yeah. But other than that, the Yankees won 7-0 yesterday. And the game was on Netflix. That was the inaugural game on Netflix too. Even though the Dodgers should have been playing because they are the World Series champions. But I understand, so we're not going to get into crazy assumptions. So I do understand, but that's just my case. But on that note, let's try to see if we can get ready to game, and let's just get going, shall we? All right, let's do this. All right. So now let's get into basketball. Now, I really think that Jaylen Brown should be MVP. He should be MVP. He should be MVP because I feel like that he's carried the Celtics this year. Him, Pritchard, White, and Quetta. Those four carried the Celtics this year, but especially Brown. Like, that's why he should be MVP, and this is his chance because he may have never shot at this again, unless if he leaves Boston, because it'll always be him and Tatum. So, but this year, I feel like he should be MVP. Now, shouldn't Shy run it back? I think he should run it back. I don't see any wrong with it. Third, it should be Bam Bam. The only reason I say this, 83 points now, 83 points now. That is a hard road to climb. So that's also another reason. But honestly, I really would think that for whoever becomes MVP becomes MVP, and for whoever doesn't. So honestly, it's for who's ever switching, for whoever is not. Now let's talk about March Madness real quick. Who I think that will win the March Madness is. I'm not gonna go with the obvious ones. I think I'm gonna go like down, 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 down. For who wins March Madness? I think Purdue wins. I think Purdue wins the March Madness because they defeated the number one team, Michigan. I know that they can do it again, and they have Brandon Smith, which he is the best all-time assist of all time with 10,076 assists. So that's also another way to look at. And another reason is that if they defeated them in the Big Ten championship, if they, however, face again, whether it's the Final Four or if they're in the same conference, because I don't know for who's in whose conference, uh, because I think I should have read a little bit. But on that note, I'm gonna show you some highlights of 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 the Yankees and the San Francisco Giants as the Yankees won 7-0. Now we could say that that was a belt to ass. Like we can say that that was a belt to ass. I think that we can say that. And we can say that because Giants should score no points. Now we are gonna watch some highlights. Try to see if we can, you know, try to get some highlights. But yep, we're gonna watch some highlights. So just give me a few seconds to pull it up. I'll be right back in about 30 seconds. All right, we're back. So let's try and see if we, yeah. And also, I'm gonna keep the video muted because just in case of copyright reasons. All right, here we go. 5 seconds, and he pitches it. Can 17 get it back? And safe. He's safe as he pitches He was able to get in as he was safe, and that is the New York Yankees' first points of the year. As although he did got touched, but it was a collision, so I don't think that that's gonna count. As Bellinger, he gets it across. It is another run. 3 for the Yankees. The Yankees honestly dominated in this game. Like they dominated. Like they literally dominated this whole game. As I believe that there was another in a few. Yeah, there was. And as he hits the ball pretty high up, which it, which the Giants couldn't really get the ball far enough. And now that was the for the collision, as you see there. But the Yankees were able to get 5 points with 2 more points. But they got 5 points all in the second inning. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's because the San Francisco Giants, they also didn't have good defense. They didn't have good defense. And Logan Webb, he didn't throw the ball as he wanted, as you could see. I think that you could kind of see that he didn't throw the ball as he wanted. Now let's skip a bit. As he hits the ball up, what can number 9 do with it? And that's another point for the Yankees. As number 27 gets the ball up enough for to have a run for 6. That's all I'm gonna say. And Kiki, and that was their first. Oh, that's what can you do right there? But yeah, that was so close. He got lucky right there. He got lucky right there. He got very lucky right there. That's all I'm gonna say. He got very lucky right there. Now, what can Aaron Judge do here? Aaron Judge, he got striked out. He did get striked out a couple of times, but he was able to get the last laugh. He was able to get the last laugh. That is what I'll say about Aaron Judge. No, a 3-time NL MVP. No, he has one of the great $1 million deals in Major League Baseball. So, but I'm going to show you the part that where he gets the last laugh. And that will be right here. This is the last pitch in the first 9 in baseball. You don't have to go into the 9th inning if the game isn't enough, as Aaron Judge gets it. And the New York Yankees get the job done to start their season. So, it wasn't a bad day for the San Francisco Giants. I just think that they could have did a little bit better. They could have did a little bit better. Now, for the NBA, I'm going to also show you something that I saw last Saturday between the Lakers and the Orlando Magic. Because that call should not have been there. It should not have been there. That was an outrageous call. And the Lakers were lucky. Now, let me show you this. I'm going to show you at the end of the game, which as I try to put it up, I will be back in about maybe a minute and a half. So stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a beautiful day in Los Angeles. I'm sorry, in Orlando with the Lakers and the Magics. As LeBron always does his thing, it's so cool that him and his son were in. Now, here was the starting lineups for Saturday: Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, James, Smart, and Aiton. Now, for the Magics, it was Suggs, Bain, Da Silva, Paulo, and Carter Jr. Now let's get to the end of the game where that got me tipped off because there was no way that should have been called. Sorry, I there's an ad here, but there was no way that should have been called. Hold on, I think that they're gonna show it in a few seconds. No way, because if you see on Saturday, if you watched it or not, if you didn't watch it, that's okay. If you see the ball touched LeBron James' his shorts, and I thought in the rubric it says any part of the body for where the ball touches, it's out of bounds. So the Orlando Magic should have won this game, but I believe it was the refs that cost the Magic this game. I think it was the refs that cost the Magic this game. Let's go back to right here. Hold on. Hold on. This should come up in a few seconds. So just wait a few seconds until it comes up. As you see, with 0.7 seconds left, if you see this right here, you see, as LeBron James was pointing this way, but then the Mavericks thought that it was their ball. As you see, I don't know if I can zoom closely, but if you see it right here, the ball literally touched. It literally touched him right here. Hold on, I think that I can zoom in. If I can't, then that's okay. Okay, it looks like I can't. I can't zoom in, but as you guys should clearly see, if you see the ball right there, if you can't, that's okay. I don't think that I can get another angle. But if you can see it right there. It, that that his thing was literally the ball touched LeBron and the player didn't touch it. The Orlando Mavs player Pablo didn't touch it. He did not touch it. But of course, obviously, the refs, they wanted the Lakers to win, as the refs were trying here, but they were able to get the job done. It's kind of like the NFL refs with Kansas City. And also, guys, I will be live streaming tomorrow. Hold on, let me give you a second. Let's pause it. So I will be live streaming tomorrow for the USL Birmingham Stallions taking on the new team, the Louisville Kings. I talked about that on Sunday, a few days ago. So if you want to see me tomorrow, don't forget to turn on your notifications. I believe it'll be at 8 o'clock. So let's watch the finisher. As I'm gonna show you one more time. You see the ball touched his hand and it touched his knee. And this is any part of the body that touches out of bounds. And his foot was out of bounds. You see his foot was out of bounds with the ball touching his shorts. So like his foot was already out. So I don't know for what the refs were doing, but that was not a good job as the game winning shot took place. As can the Mavericks or the Magics get the shot off, and they don't. And that was the game. And even though, um, yeah, the Orlando Magic should have not lost. That's all that I'm gonna say there. They should not have lost. That wasn't fair and it wasn't right, especially for the Maverick. I'm sorry, I keep saying Mavericks. Yeah. For the Magics. I keep sorry about that, but honestly, it could have done better. it could have done better. That maybe that the NBA, they need to start looking into back footages. Now, NFL and NBA, they have to talk to their referees because the players don't decide the game, the teams don't decide the game, the referees, they decide the game. They always decide the game. And but being a referee is always the hardest job in any sport because some because someone will always be not happy. That is the problem nowadays. Someone will always be unhappy, and then they'll blame it on the ref. And then they'll post it on social media saying, it was the ref's fault. It was the ref's fault. Who gives a damn? The refs are doing their job. Yes, I understand. Most refs either help the Chiefs win or they help the Magics lose. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that we have fun, we watch the game, and we see for who wins and we see for who doesn't, and we see for who wins the championship and we see for who doesn't win the championship. That is what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about more the UFL. The UFL and USFL merged. They merged into one. And therefore when they merged into one, it was a it was a tough and go because they had to decide which four teams that was going to be in there and decide for which four teams that wasn't. So they had to cut four teams out. Even though I do think that was a stupid idea because I'll say like y'all could have had a 16 team league. Like y'all could have had a 16 team league. But all of a sudden you want to decide the rules. But here's what I think. I think that it could go one or two ways. One or two ways. The UFL adds more teams next year, or fans are gonna start getting pissed. Because we want to see more spring football action. And once football comes back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Fox between the Birmingham Stallions and the Louisville Kings, it comes back for good. And I say that because the UFL football, A7FL, ELF, Canadian football. Then you have the NFL preseason. And I'll talk about the NFL about their schedule this year too. As the Seahawks will play on Wednesday. I'll talk more about that as the weeks go on, or maybe as soon as the schedule comes out, I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I think there's still one more thing that we have to go over about about basketball and Major League Baseball. Which sport is the best? I think that both are the best. But I just think that in basketball, the refs decide the game. In baseball, the refs don't decide the game. It's like it's free for all. The players, the, but they kind of decide for whoever gets their first wins, or for whoever hits a home run wins, or for whoever has the best defense or offense wins. Because y'all saw in the championship between the between the Canadian and USA for the World Series. Y'all saw. Y'all saw. It was literally the Dodgers came back and won. But wanna know why? Because they weren't in USA. They was in Canada. Now usually I thought that Canada was gonna win, to be honest. But the crazy about it is they ended their season in Japan and they ended their season in Canada with a championship. That's kind of crazy, if I might add. But I think that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for coming live. This has been a blessing, and thank you for you guys as I will be doing more in the future. And this is truly RJN Next Play Network. Hit it, Big Mike.